Hi guys, this is a lesson for the final lesson for chapter 6, finding and correcting errors on the worksheet. Most of the time with accounting, your errors are found at this point, and we've already talked about this some throughout the year and throughout this chapter. So by the time we're done, you'll be able to correct these the correct way, so that way there's no questions with your records. So this is actually pretty easy. This is one of those we put it into the wrong account. We need to take it, in this case, out of prepaid insurance. So we just draw an entire straight line through it. We figure the correct amount, place it into the correct account, and refigure that way. So you can see we took $50 out of prepaid insurance, put it into supplies, so it increased our balance by $50. So we just want to make sure it's nice, neat, there's no questions. If you're doing this by hand, you would be using a ruler to draw a nice straight line. If we have an incorrect amount, so like in this case, we wrote in $700 instead of $70, you'd be surprised at how often that really does happen. Once again, we just draw a line through it, we correct it, put the correct amount just above it, just make sure it's in the same spot, and then we go and redo our balance then. If we put it in the credit column, like in this case with utilities expense, we put it in the credit column instead of debit, no problem. We just draw the line through it like you see on here, put it in the correct column, and then go refigure our balance. Always go back in and refigure it. Always draw one straight line, always right above it, nice and neat. If we were handwriting this, you would have to write very, very little, and you can see how they've done that here within the example. That's it. I'm going to pause this for just a moment, and I'm going to pull up the work together. So this is our work together instructions. It tells us we need to go through the worksheet and the accounts, make a list of errors you find, prepare a corrected worksheet, correct any errors in the general ledger accounts. Honestly, you don't even need that. Don't even print it. So we're going to close that right now. If you look, when you first open your exercise, and the same goes for your application problem as with the work together and on your own, you have two general ledgers. Up here at the top is going to be all your accounts. And you can see here's your cash and all the others you may need. When you go through this, you probably won't realize it, but there are some mistakes made. So what I would highly suggest, go down here to the second general ledger first. With this part, the work together and on your own in particular, they do have these different spots right here. This is to give you the opportunity to go through and fix those errors that are made. So 4,000 plus 7,000 we know is 11,000, not 15,000. So then you'd have to take your 11,000 minus your 67.5, which would be, sorry, I cannot do math in my head tonight, 42.50. So we change it right there. That would be the correct answer. That's what we're going to put up here in our trial balance. So you want to go through each and every account and make sure everything's correct. Now when you get into your own homework, is it going to be in there like this with these little hints? Possibly. I don't remember without looking. Okay, now that you have the general ledger down here fixed, go in, make sure you put in your numbers up here, and make sure you fill in your heading right up here. Now with that, you will have to actually open up your instructions to get that information, because it will be right in there. And maybe if mine will open here, which you can find it up here, you can also find it right here. So your heading should look very, very similar to what they have. Now, when you go through this, you need to know what your adjustments are. And when you look at your instructions, they don't tell you that. You have to look at your adjustments right here in these two columns. So you know your supplies are going to be for $390, and I just messed that up. So make sure you watch that. They put it as a debit here. We actually need it over in our credit column. So go ahead, you go through, do all your adjustments as needed, and then finish your worksheet just like you normally would. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to get my numbers down in here for you. So just one moment. Okay, so now we have our numbers in here for our trial balance and our adjustments. We looked, we made sure everything balanced, and it does. Now we're going to extend our balances across to the correct financial statement columns, income statement and balance sheet. Please remember, assets, your liabilities, and owner's equity all go on your balance sheet. Sales and all your expenses go on your income statement. Remember, your income summary is that line to help you remember where to go. Anything above it is a balance sheet. Anything below it is going to be your income statement. So take a moment, go through, get all your numbers in there the way they're supposed to be. Now that you're done extending all your balances, make sure you go through, add up your 4 columns now. Remember, these are not going to equal. That is okay. We don't want them to equal right now. Remember, we have to figure if it's a net income or a net loss. In this case, with this particular question or this exercise, it already tells us it's going to be a net income. So you don't have to figure that, but you might want to double check that everything comes out the way it should as a net income. And remember, we have to look at here, what is our difference? So here our 1900, if I can type, minus 660, it's going to be 1240. Our credit column is bigger than our debit column. Remember, this is our total sales. This one is our total assets. Then we're going to figure the other side also. Make sure that they equal. Does this number equal this number? It does. So then double check your math one more time. 660 plus 1240 is our 1900. We have our 1900 here. 6390, and then we're going to double check our math on the other side also. Make sure everything comes out even. Once you're finished with that, you don't have to worry about this down here because you've already taken care of it. Good luck, guys. I will be back again on Monday. Tomorrow you will be completing the mastery problem. And yes, you will have a quiz in the near future. No, it will not be tomorrow. It will be Monday or Tuesday next week. So make sure you're brushing up on stuff. Make sure you are working on your study guide. Study guide will help immensely with that quiz. Good luck, guys. Clancy, good luck at the football game tonight. And we'll see you guys all on Monday.